I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding.
So the Chicago Sky has subsequently decided to waive Marquisha Davis. Okay, she was the young lady who we signed for a 7-day hard contract. Okay, she used to play for the New York Liberty. They had first, initially waived and cut her from the New York Liberty. So we as the Chicago Sky, our GM, Jeff Pagliacca being, he decided to sign Marquisha Davis to a 7-day hard contract, and she gave us nothing. Okay, I believe it was in the Seattle Storm game. And also, I believe, not the Minnesota Lynx game, but the game after that. I think it was the Atlanta Dream. It was somebody, I don't know. We got defeated bad, okay? Marquisha Davis showed up, but she did not show out, so she subsequently has just now been released. Now let's take it back a little bit, okay? Let's go back a little bit in time, because I wanted to give my little 2 cents on this, because I had also been, kind of picking up on, some sort of weird energy that I believe Candace Parker has around Angel Reese and, towards Angel Reese, okay? So it's been rumors about how Candace Parker low-key seems to be a hater of Angel Reese. She be low-key has this a spirit of almost jealousy and envy and almost hatred damn near in her heart towards Angel Reese. I noticed this when I first saw it firsthand. It was when the Chicago Sky ultimately defeated the LA Sparks at the LA Sparks home 2 weeks back during Candace Parker's jersey retirement ceremony, right? So on that same day, it was the game going on. They also had Candace Parker's jersey retirement, okay, for both the Chicago Sky and I believe the LA Sparks, her jerseys. And after, she did an amazing speech, the Chicago Sky beat the LA Sparks. You see Angel Reese go out into, the center of the basketball court, and, everybody's gathered around Candace, taking photos, celebrating her, congratulating her on her retirement, etc., hugging her. And Angel Reese kind of had to kind of fight for her attention. When she saw it was her, you kind of see Candace Parker kind of give Angel Reese this dry hug, them church hugs, you don't want to touch your southern, your nether regions together. It's very conservative, very cutesy, type of thing. That was kind of the hug that Candace Parker hit Angel Reese with, and it's kind of again, just not from that moment, but definitely in that moment, she just has this air about her, where she just does not care for Angel Reese. And I'm going to just say it, it's giving very much hater. And then she had the nerves to say that she's a C-tier player. Guys, please allow me to read to you a little article by Sports Illustrated. It is titled, Candace Parker Sets Record Straight on Angel Reese C-tier WNBA Ranking. And it reads, during a recent segment with Complex Sports, which was posted on their Facebook account, women's basketball legend Candace Parker was asked to do a tier ranking of select WNBA stars. This meant that she would be given a WNBA player and either rank them in the S tier, which is the highest, the A tier, the B tier, or the C tier. It says the first 3 players were Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breanna Stewart, all of whom were in Parker's top S tier. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Plum, and Sabrina Ionescu went in the A tier. Below that, Dallas Wings duo Enrique Ngumawale and Paige Beckers were placed in the B tier. And then Cameron Brink and Angel Reese were both placed in the bottom C tier. When explaining Reese's rank, Parker said, I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry your team. But she does. Okay, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this at the end. Hold on. Be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. This prompted a lot of pushback as some fans accused Parker of hating on Angel Reese unnecessarily, but Parker cleared the air about this during a July 22nd appearance on the Goodfellow show. They asked me my opinion on player tiers, and my thing is, if you bring something to the argument, bring something else, Parker said. Can Reese get to a player A or player S or whatever? Yes, she can. Right now, I don't know if she's alongside those players, and you're measuring her against players that have been in the league for years, she added. I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me. Does that give hater to you or not? In my opinion, again, that's the thing about opinions. We are all entitled to our own opinion, okay? And opinions are not facts. It's just how you feel, believe, or what you think about a person, place, or thing. My thing is, about concerning Candace Parker's opinion on Angel Reese is that for you to make a S, A, B, and C tier and then put Angel Reese, at the bottom C tier and talking about, she's just a very amazing offensive rebounder, and that was it. And then she also mentioned that, last year, she did really good in her role. But I'm but what about this year right now? She's actually expanded her role, Candace. Again, you can have your opinion, but again, when you read a book, you can't just jump to page 50. Let's start at page 1, okay? Read, look at what Angel Reese has done in terms of growth of being a player in her year 2, her sophomore year in the WNBA league. Okay, in the first season, she was more of that center slash power forward, right? Now, she is now a center slash power forward slash point guard slash shooting guard, if you really want to be real, because I ain't gonna lie. Our Chicago Sky under Tyler Marsh is low-key a mess. Not even low-key, it's high-key a mess. Again, I've said this, I've brung this up many times before in this current season. It's an eyesore for me to see both Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese just hovering around that three-point arc line. I don't like that. I'm used to seeing her and Angel Reese, Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, rather, being around that rim, okay, up in that paint, up in that perimeter, guarding it to get also not just offensive and defensive rebounds, but also to score and be the cleanup women when we need them to be. Angel Reese is under a tremendous amount of pressure, not just from the fans and the haters, the Indiana Fever fans, but when you have legends in this game, your peers, like Candace Parker is like, what, 38, 39? She's not her peer, but when I say peer, I mean, like, she's a basketball legend. She used to play in the league that she's currently playing in. And, like, you have her saying, like, she's a C-tier player, in my opinion, due to, her greatest strength being offensive rebounding. If we're being honest, specifically if you've been paying attention to this current 2025 WNBA season, rather, Angel Reese has literally been forced. She's been forced to expand her role. And she is carrying the Chicago Sky. We just saw what happened when Angel Reese is not playing against Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream destroyed us. We saw what happened when she's not playing in the Seattle Storm. They destroyed us. When she's not playing, okay, Indiana Fever, we just lost to them by 15 points. We did do better. But my thing is this. Angel Reese carries the team. Angel Reese is the Chicago Sky. She is the floor leader. She is the leader on the floor and the captain of the ship. How can you tell me a 23-year-old young woman in her sophomore season in the W, the highest league in women's basketball worldwide, globally, period, point blank, when she's put in a position where her team sucks so bad because the coaches, let's be honest, Tyler Marsh has left much to be desired. A general manager such as Jeff Pagliacca, he has left much to be desired. Okay, she has to be the captain of that ship, the floor general, be offensive rebounding leader, as well as be, a point guard slash shooting guard slash power forward slash a center, etc., etc. How can you not tell me that she's a C-tier? How can you say that she's a C-tier player in your opinion because, she's just an offensive rebounder? Candace Parker has not been paying attention. Again, I agree with everything else, where she put Enrique Ngumbawale, Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier. I believe, Sabrina Ionescu, they're all S-type players. I don't know what the S stand for, by the way. What is S-tier? Is that like S like for satisfactory? Like when we used to have that on our report cards as little kids? I'm not sure, y'all. I ain't read too much into it. But again, it's like with this comment that she just made and just like her overall air and arrogance and almost like this like very much like, almost like a mean girl, mean-spirited attitude she has towards Angel Reese, it gives hater, Candace. Okay, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. And I'm still a huge fan of yours, but it's like you need to address what issues you have with Angel Reese and take it up to her in her face. Again, that's her opinion. She can have whatever opinion she wants. Again, she can express that opinion as well. But it's like, she didn't explain it well. You can't just say she's a C-tier, player in your opinion because, she's just known for offensive rebounds. If you've been paying attention to this current season, this woman had no choice but to expand her skill set, her efficiency, and be a floor leader. She's been a leader on this team, not just in this team, but in this league since she hit the streets last season in 2024 when she got drafted. Like, come on, Candace. Everybody can see that Angel Reese is a leader. When you're a leader, that makes you S-tier quality. Period, point blank.